Hello and welcome back to OmniFit TV. This is your host Omar speaking, and tonight I'm going to be reacting to two games whose winners I predicted correctly, but the means by which I predicted they win were wrong. Because I'm an idiot, apparently. I mean, who saw this coming? I doubt many people did, to be fair. But the exact opposite of my predictions took place in regards to the means in both games. I predicted that Denmark would beat Wales by scraping by, and I predicted Italy would beat Austria easily, and the exact opposite happened. The Danes absolutely trounced the Welsh, and the Italians had to turn up in the very last moment thanks to two brilliant substitutions by Mancini, both of which who scored. Pessina, who should be starting the next game, and Chiesa, who I actually said should have started this game. Put both these men on the pitch next time, Roberto. Please. That was nerve-wracking. Seriously. Italy actually conceded a goal for the first time in 11 straight games. I mean, it was well-deserved. The Austrians literally had them by the, throughout most of the game. They were pressing. They were defending brilliantly. Didn't leave much space for chances to be created. No one in that box from the opposition knew how to get a touch in. It was that compact. They scored once via Arnautovic, and it was deemed offside. It was just a strenuous game all around. Whereas the Denmark-Wales game was just free-spirited, gung-ho goal-grabbing madness. Even my vocabulary isn't enough to sum this up. I was surprised, man. I was extremely surprised to see how brilliantly Denmark played. I mean, I expected them to play well, mind you, but Wales fell apart. This wasn't the kind of game where you expected one of the teams to fall flat on their faces. I honestly saw a very even game coming where both teams played well, but there was an obvious winner. That didn't happen. The Welsh just fell apart completely, and the refereeing was questionable. Just to put this out there, that Harry Wilson red card was not a red card. I don't care who you are. That was by no means a red card. It wasn't even a two-legged challenge. Nothing in the book says that was a red card. That should have been reviewed. And I understood Gareth Bale's frustration when he started clapping off the ref sarcastically before getting a yellow card himself. And then walking away when he was asked if that was the last game he'd ever play for Wales. I mean, seriously. Get off the man's back. Rob Page at the end of the game said that the boys didn't deserve to go out that way. I kind of beg to differ. Based on those 90 minutes alone, they did deserve to go out that way. Their reaction, I mean, at first, let's look at the first goal. If you can just draw that back a little. There was a foul that wasn't given, but Neco Williams' clearance was horrible, and it resulted in that first goal being scored. Second goal, sorry. It wasn't the first goal. It was the second goal. Dolberg's first goal was just brilliantly curled in from outside the box. That was beautiful. That was sublime. He also pounced on that second goal. And then Wales couldn't react. They could not react. It's as much about your reaction as it is about what takes place. And mind you, the Danes had a lot more fans present in the stadium because they didn't have restrictions on them, whereas the Welsh did. And they didn't have much fans in attendance. And then you also have the point that Wales traveled a lot more to each game than the Danes did. And it's just, it is what it is. I'm not necessarily providing excuses. I'm just providing context. They could have done better today. They really could have done better. Apart from them, I'll just move on to Austria because they put on a freaking clinic. Franco Foda's side put on a freaking clinic. Seriously. That was one of the most memorable games from this tournament that I'll probably keep with me. Similar to Hungary's performances against France and Germany. I'm putting it up there. Because they did brilliantly. They scored against an Italian side that hadn't conceded in 11 games, for God's sake. An Italian side that is now 31 games unbeaten. What more could they have done? You know, they kept piling the pressure. They kept moving forward. They were pressing the Italians. They were playing with a high line themselves. They were defending extremely well. They were compact. They were pressing, but doing so in intervals. They weren't doing it for the entire game. They were timing it well enough. They were smart about it. They didn't want to exhaust themselves too much. They just put on a clinic, man. And I'll be honest, I wanted Italy to win, so I was extremely happy with the result. But wow, it took us a long time to see that take place. That was nerve-wracking. I wanted Chiesa to start already. So seeing him warm up so he could go on, that to me was he's got to score. He's got to be the one to score. I was extremely angry about Immobile as well. Didn't pose that much of a threat. I mean, he really couldn't because of how compact the defending was. But that brilliant shot off the crossbar, I was begging for that to go in. And when Belotti came on, I thought that would make a difference. It kind of did. But at the same time, it just... No striker could have found any room or any space between the lines when the team that they're playing against sets up that... What's the word? I mean, they set up as if they were sitting inside a tuna can. They didn't leave any space. What are you going to do without any space? And then Chiesa, out of frickin' nowhere. Brilliant control. 1 foot. Shoots with the other. Bottom left corner. And Pessina just drives it home. That was clutch. That was pure Italy. And here's the ironic part. While I was watching the game, I heard the commentary in the background. It was being done by the same man who had commentated on Germany and on Italy and Germany's game in the 2006 World Cup, that semi-final where Italy won 2-0. So that gave me flashbacks. Like, that was so clutch. And I remember the brilliance of that World Cup game, and I just looked at this one as the same scoreline, same circumstances, and it was just like, okay, I get it, fine. Just, it had to happen this way. It wouldn't be Italy if it didn't happen this way, you know? And that's all I guess I can say for today. I mean, these games were brilliant to watch overall. Just taking a step back and looking at them, they were brilliant to watch. The second one was extremely nerve-wracking. The first one was a feel-good fairy tale drubbing by Denmark. They deserved it. They deserved to go through with that kind of win. The Italians did as well. I feel sorry for the Austrians. Seriously. My bias aside, Austria were brilliant. No Austrian fan should have to go home with their head held low. Seriously. And that's it for tonight's video. This is my third upload of the day, and I'm exhausted, man. It's like 12:41 a.m. right now. I'm probably going to go to sleep after this so I can cover tomorrow's games. If you follow us on either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, thank you all for keeping up with our content. If you don't, the links to our social media accounts are in the description below. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're, if you enjoy our content and want to keep up with us. If you dislike or disagree with anything I've said, just let there be discourse in the comment section below. Call me out on whatever I've said or whatever I may have forgotten to say. Excuse my vocabulary because, exhaustion. Thank you all for tuning in once again. And we've got a very interesting week of football ahead. I'm going to need a break after this. Hope you all have a good night and cheers, everyone.